Hey man, what the do y'all know about sports?
You are now listening to the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period. Welcome back, everyone, to the What Do Women Know About Sports Podcast. I am Bree Nicole.
And I'm Vicky D.
What's up, Victoria?
What's going on?
It's a new week.
It is.
How's your week?
It was good. You know, I started my week going to Monday Night Raw.
I saw that. How was that?
It was interesting. It was my first time ever going to any wrestling,
Which arena was it in?
It was at the Scott Trade or whatever,
the
Enterprise now, but
okay.
I still call it Scott Trade.
Okay.
So
Was it like a new experience?
It was like, of course, you know, we as adults know it's fake, but what made it fun was actually seeing the kids enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Like, they knew every wrestler that came out. I'm like,
because it's real for them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was maybe like 8, 9, 10-ish, I used to be into wrestling because like I used to hang out with my cousins. They used to be into that heavy. I used to be like, yeah. But then I was like, this is whack.
Yeah, but like, so my mom, like, we grew up watching when it used to be WWF. Not WWE.
Well, excuse me.
It used to be like WWF, and then when it was like The Rock and like Stone Cold Steve Austin and like all those like people, Undertaker, Kane, like, and you know, as I got older, you know, it's fake. You know, I just stopped watching it. But
I mean, it's a fun experience.
It was. So it was great. I would go again.
Okay, that's cool.
And then, you know, so they had the Hulk and they had Ric Flair come out.
That's always a good thing.
That was pretty cool. That was like the highlight of the night.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Then you know, it was televised, so you know,
okay,
he was on TV or whatever.
Nice little Monday night action, you know. Nice little Monday night action.
Yeah, so it was cool. I'll definitely go again.
That's what's up. I mean, it's been so basketball's in full effect.
Yes.
It's been like a really calm week. Because like baseball has ended.
It has.
And hockey is currently going. But I did get an update the other day that the NCAA, they have agreed to let the student athletes get paid for their likeness.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So, you know, previously we talked about this situation and you kind of disagreed on that.
I mean, I disagree with them like getting like a check. Profit. Yeah, because I feel like that they get profited like in other ways. Like a full scholarship is a profit. But I saw both sides of it. I did get, so like even then I understood them, like most of them athletes, so like let's take Zion Williamson for an example. They used his likeness like for everything I'm doing that season. So I can see why they would want to get paid for their likeness. I can see that, but I also still feel like they get paid in other ways too. Like a full.
What about those that don't?
But do they play?
I mean, but it kind of sucks because like players in the past they haven't gotten this opportunity. But I think it doesn't really matter now.
Yeah, so. I think the players who didn't get it and they play currently for the NBA, I think they're all on board for this.
Right.
Just because like they feel like we work hard just even bring my school or whatever this school is like a title. We work our bodies. We still take classes. So I'm okay with them coming to this decision. I mean, I still have my own personal opinions about it. Like, I still feel like a student athlete gets paid in like different ways, but I do understand the wanting to get paid like for your likeness if you are on billboards, because like that is my face.
Right.
So I definitely get that. So
right. So the board chair, Michael or Mikhail Drake. So he basically says this is his hopes for this is to provide the best possible experience for the college athletes.
Okay.
So, which I think it will, but my whole thing is that I just hope it doesn't, you know, college players, they play for the love of the game.
Right.
So.
With them getting paid, would that change?
That's right.
That's the big question. I get that. I get your like confliction with it. I definitely understand that. I mean, we just gotta wait and see. I think this is a step in what could be a positive direction. I'm not mad about it. I think the NCAA. I think they should have been did this, but it's always I feel like everything is always growing. So
right.
this is the first step in them growing towards like something more positive.
Right.
Even though a few people still may feel how they feel like me that they get paid in other ways.
Of course, you got people that just do not. They just don't want this to happen.
I'm not against it, but I do feel like they get paid in other ways. Like that, I think student athletes, whether I get that, I think being a student athlete is way harder than being a regular student because of your schedule, because you do practice and games. But in most cases, like your tuition is sometimes it's fully covered, whereas a regular student, it's not always. But that's what you do. I mean, like I think you get those. What's a good word? It's not compensation, but you get those extra incentives when you are a student athlete. But on the opposite end, if this school is using your face like for billboards and for ticket sales, I want my money.
I agree.
So I get both ends of it. It's really it's tricky. It's a thin line, but I think this is a step in the right direction.
Right.
So shout out to NCAA. I think games are starting like maybe next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited. For UConn, basically.
Right. The women's.
The women's.
Right. Let's get that right.
I mean, I'm excited for the men. Like I do like Duke. I'm a Coach K fan.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I like him too.
Yeah, I like Coach K. He's really like even calm. I like Coach K. So yeah, so make sure y'all tune in to the men and women's games.
People love college sports, so like they're gonna tune in.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
Yeah,
I'm ready. Speaking of basketball, listen.
Oh my God, it's so basketball heavy this week.
It's really big. It's really heavy. Those New Orleans Pelicans, I watched them play last night against the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
Listen, the Nuggets should not have gotten blown out the way that they did. Listen, the Pelicans may be a young squad, but they are playing cohesively even without Zion Williamson. I believe they're going to make the playoffs. That's an early prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say like what their run will be once they get there, but if they make it with them having this young core, that's something that they can build on like moving forward.
Yeah. I can see them making the playoffs, but going against the West. Well, by that time they'll have Zion Williamson.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I believe, considering the teams that are in the East, I think they'll definitely make the playoffs.
Yeah. In the East, what teams?
So you got
Miami.
You got Miami. You got
Boston, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Charlotte.
Cleveland. Ugh.
I mean, they in the East. I mean, I don't know what they got going on. They're not making the playoffs. Okay, my bad.
No. You got Brooklyn Nets possibly.
Yeah.
So
it's not. Yeah, I get your.
They're definitely making the playoffs.
It's really limited in the East.
West is always lit.
I mean, you got Philly.
Yeah. 76ers. Yes, they're still undefeated.
Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so those like some heavy teams too. I mean, we just gotta wait and see. But I do feel like the Pelicans.
Timberwolves also. they.
Yeah.
So like both teams when they played, they were undefeated until they lost, which we'll get into. But so Timberwolves, yeah, they'll probably make it too.
Yeah, but I do feel like the Pelicans are going to make the playoffs. I can't say what their run will be once they get there, but I do feel like with just what they've been showing in these couple of games since the
even like the first game, I still remember the first. Like even with the first game, like
they are playing cohesively.
Right.
Now, granted, I don't think Lonzo Ball was as excited about the trade like when it first happened, but I think this is a better fit for him.
Yeah, this is got to make the most of it.
Yeah, this is a way better fit for him.
Right.
It's a much younger core.
Mm-hmm.
It's people who are more so like around your age bracket.
He can get more minutes.
Yeah,
yeah.
This is a better fit for him. This is a way better fit, and I think it's working towards their advantage.
Right.
So I'm excited for the Pelicans. Let's see what they're gonna do.
Right.
So the other day, the Los Angeles Clippers, like who have a stacked team, like in a lot of cases now, they played. I believe it was the Pelicans. No, they played the Utah Jazz.
Okay.
Without Kawhi.
Yeah, right.
And listen, without Kawhi, they struggled. Without Kawhi, they struggled. And so I'm not sure if it was being at that altitude in Utah because listen,
you blaming the weather.
No, like seriously, a lot of teams, like when they travel and play the Jazz, like on the Jazz home court, they will say like it's a different altitude, like it's a different breath for them, so like they don't always win them games. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's why they struggled, but listen, like without Kawhi, looking a little rough.
Yeah, and so they're Patrick Beverly, he's the pest,
number one pest in the league.
Pet man.
Number one.
So, basically, I'm not sure if you. So he did say a quote about.
He said a lot of quotes
about the Warriors.
He said a lot of quotes.
Right. So about the Warriors. So he basically said that they can't win without KD. Y'all had y'all 5 years. So. Right.
But what's your excuse?
But y'all can't win without Kawhi.
Exactly.
So.
And here's my thing. Patrick Beverly wasn't making all this noise before they got Kawhi and Paul George. So where's you getting this?
Where's you getting this? Because you got Paul George and you got Kawhi Leonard.
Like where's you getting?
Sit down.
Like where's you getting this from? Like he is the number one pest in the league, and I can't stand it.
Man,
Cannot.
He talk too much.
It's a lot.
He can back it up with his game, but
he talks way too much. Way too much. So I'm not sure if they haven't. I think they need to learn how to play without Kawhi because like it's gonna be some games like where he just rests and doesn't play, and Paul George has not returned as of yet. Like, so what are they gonna do? Like, my thing is like, what are you gonna do in those instances? Because in those instances, like, I mean, you just not gonna show up. Because I feel like they didn't show up.
Yeah.
I mean, without Kawhi, like y'all the same basic Clippers. No shade.
All shade.
A little bit.
Because it's true.
It's true, though. Like, without Kawhi, like, y'all the same team before y'all got him. So, like, now what?
But like I said, Pat, he does his part. I'm not worried about him.
He irks.
He's definitely going to make first team all defense.
Always.
But the other players, they got to step up.
They do.
So.
They do. Because, like, Kawhi cannot carry a whole team. But he cannot. I mean, you can, but it's not going to take him forward because it's going to wear him down.
Right.
It's going to wear him down. And basketball is not a one-person sport. I continue to say that. It's a team effort. It is it's built around being a team. My Lakers have been rolling. They've been rolling.
Okay.
I mean, we all know how I feel about LeBron James, but listen, that's neither here nor there. But they have been rolling.
Yeah,
I'm still looking
3-1.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's impressive.
I'm not mad at it so far. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like good or bad.
So do you think? Because when we last talked, you said that LeBron and AD's like. Do you think they gel right now?
Yeah, I think it's starting to form.
Okay.
I think
you see the vision.
Yeah, I see the vision.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I think it's starting to form. It's starting to become a unit, and which is all that I need, because like you have to flow collectively. Like if they had LeBron and AD and both of them wasn't like working together and doing things they need to do, this would be a train wreck. And the Lakers have been a train wreck for a minute, and you don't want to continue like in that sense. I mean, but I'm honest because like that's my favorite team, so
right.
Like I want them to be able just to get back to what Lakers basketball is. So I think with the cohesiveness that I guess that has been shown so far, I think we're on the right track. I can't speak too soon because we only like 4 games in.
True.
But just from what I have seen so far, I like what I see.
Okay.
I really like what I see. So it's not too shabby.
Okay, well, okay.
Not too shabby. Speaking of the West, listen, them Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
We already knew this was going to be a struggle season for them. I still thought the Warriors could have made the playoffs. I'm not sure if the run would have been deep.
Wait, you saying you thought they were going to make the playoffs this season?
Yeah. I mean, just because I know what type of player Steph is, but I did not think their run was going to be deep at all. I didn't even think they were going to get out the first round. I didn't.
When are you like? Are you talking about this season?
Yeah. Okay. I thought they would have made it. I thought they would have made it.
Are you saying it because Steph is out right now?
It's not. Listen, like, I think they're like 1-3.
They are 1-3.
Yeah. So it's already tough with them not having KD, like who was like who left. Clay is injured,
right?
So it was already kind of a
and
struggle.
And then you got Sean Livingston who retired.
Iggy was traded.
And he getting older.
So it's already kind of like a struggle bus, and plus, and then you pile that on with the fact that Steph just broke his hand. It's no way that they're making playoffs now.
I told you before that I said they were at least gonna make the 8th seed.
Yeah, I thought
but
that.
But now,
with
this injury,
it's a wrap.
So in case y'all live under a rock, so this injury occurred during the Phoenix Suns game back in October 30th, and so basically, Steph Curry was trying to go for a layup, which he always does, and he landed hard on his wrist, and the Suns player Aaron Baines fell on him too.
And that's a big dude.
Yeah.
That's a big dude.
So, and Steph did lead the game. So
with a broken hand. With a broken left hand. It's not his dominant shooting hand, which is a good thing, but it's still his hand is broken. He's out for like 3 months.
Yeah. So he did go to his left. So yeah, it did hurt his left hand. So
it's the left hand.
So he's gonna miss at least 3 months.
Here's my take. I'm going to piggyback off of my favorite person on First Take, which is Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith feels like he does not want to see Steph no more this season.
Oh, really?
No.
He said that?
Yes. He said if it's going to take him, let's say his recovery is 3 months, because it is 3 months. Mm-hmm. Add on some more months. Because he does not want to see Steph no more this season, because he's not going to have the help still. It's still going to be the same team, because Clay more than likely is not going to return after All-Star. So you might as well just not come back this season and start again next season.
Well, if Steph misses past All-Star season, they definitely not gonna make it.
Listen, I agree with Stephen A. Smith. I don't want to see Steph no more this season. Be on the sidelines all you want and cheer him on, but don't step your foot back on the court. No, sir. It is no point in risking like getting injured again this season, especially when you know you're not going to have that help. It's not going to be there.
And you're not going to win a championship.
It's not going to be there. So you might as well like come back
the risk,
next season when Clay is going to be at full strength.
True.
And you guys like might get a young player, like a good player, like in the draft.
Right.
Hey, I'm not saying tank the season, but I'm just saying, Steph, don't you come back. That's what I'm saying.
So they were already getting spanked by the Suns, by the way.
In the first quarter, it was like a 46-14.
It was like in the second half, I think. And
I think that was quarter one.
Do you think? No, it was because the score was like 80-something to 50-something. So it was like in the second half. It was like in the third quarter when this happened.
Oh, but I'm saying like in quarter one of that game, they were down on 14-46.
What?
To the Phoenix Suns.
What?
Yes, it was bad.
Oh, that is horrible.
It was bad.
And so, I'm judging Steve Kerr right now because he ain't got no super team no more. And this is going to, we're going to see what he's really like.
I'm not
We're going to see what he's all. I am. We're going to see what he's all about. So this is going to give him an opportunity to play these young players.
Yeah, but they are young. That's the issue.
They're going to get more minutes. So they just need to get ready.
And some of them are coming from the D League, and I'm sure they play big minutes there. But it translates differently in the NBA. It's a different translation. I'm not judging Steve Kerr. I do think we're gonna see what he can do without a super team.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm not judging him saying he's a bad coach either. I think he's still an awesome coach. But I still feel like he could give you the keys to a play but it's up to the players to execute it. If they don't execute it correctly, that's not his. Listen, I give you the key. You turn it. It's up to you.
Yeah, but the the job of a coach is to coach.
If he's coaching you and he gives you a particular play and say like, hey, run this, do this, and do this, and you do the opposite, or you don't do that at all to execute, I'm not on the court with you. I'm giving you the outline and you don't follow it. That's not my fault.
That's fine, but we about to see what he about. That's all I'm saying. Cause
I mean, I think he has proved what type of. I think
how has he done that though?
I think
he's had a super team. How has he done that?
He didn't always have a super team. Steph, Clay, and Draymond were not a super team. They were all like.
So what classified the Warriors as a super team?
When Kevin Durant got there.
No, they were super team.
No, Steph, Clay, and Draymond were all drafted to that team, and they were all built and molded into those great players. They worked for that.
Okay.
They became a super team like once KD got there. That's different. He's a different asset.
Okay.
Yeah.
I slightly disagree, but that's fine.
Without Kevin Durant, they were a 3-9 team.
Right.
That's not a super team. They play well. They play well.
All right.
They play. Listen, I think Draymond was like a second round pick, like last pick player. Like he wasn't like meant to be like who he is as a player. I don't think with Steph, Clay, and Draymond, there was not a super team. They became one once Kevin Durant got there.
Okay.
And then especially when they got Boogie, and then at one point they had JaVale McGee. I can see that, but just them three by themselves, no. They played well, and they just played well.
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. If that's the case, was LeBron and Chris Bosh and D Wade a super team? You gotta I think they were good players.
Okay.
But it's a matter of opinion, though.
It is.
And that's just my opinion. I don't think when they won in 2015 that I don't think that Steph, Clay, and Draymond were a super team. Because at that point, before then, like, who was checking for them? I wasn't. I'm still not. But
you checking for who?
Like, so before that same 3-9 season, like, who knew about the Warriors? Like, for real. Like, who was like, oh my God, like Golden State? Unless
you have a bandwagon fan. Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't bandwagon them.
I just want to get that straight. Okay.
I didn't bandwagon them. I just was like, oh, okay, like Steph for sure.
Just like everybody. Yeah, y'all some bandwagon fans. That's cool.
Oh, I didn't bandwagon them. I was like, oh, okay, Steph a great shooter. Like this is a good team. Let's see what they do. And it was really like popular just to see him like his shooting range. I had never seen that before from no player. I mean, probably like what's the dude like Reggie and his name Reggie Miller. He's a good shooter. Him. That's
really?
His name. But it's never to the caliber of what Steph has done. So I thought that was interesting. Like when I was watching the games then, I didn't think it was a super team though. I just did it.
Okay.
This is my opinion.
I got you.
A super team is when they have 4 All-Stars.
So it has to be 4?
I mean, at the time, I don't even think who was an All-Star then. I don't think all 3 of them were All-Stars. They wasn't. That was, to me, Steph, Clay, and Draymond is not a super team, especially then. I mean, they can cast. I guess now you can say that just because of what they have accomplished, but then in that season, no. I think they were players who played well together, who knew and learned how to play this game as one.
Okay. Well, I still stand by what I say.
Hey, that's your opinion.
You really ain't got nobody on this team.
You don't, and so
don't see.
And that's gonna be hard to do, especially with a group of players who are all who are all 23 and younger.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough road for them. So
they're like all like kids still,
right?
So I mean, you can give them the keys. If they don't execute, it's gonna be a bad thing for everybody.
I feel like coaching is a reflection, like just like a parent, just like how a child is a reflection of the parent.
Not always.
Oh, okay.
Not always. I know a lot of parents who are amazing parents. You can teach your kid the way of the world. It's up to them. They choose their own path.
Okay.
Hey. I mean,
that's true, but
it's still up to that kid. I can give you everything in the world. I can show you to go right, and you still go left. That's not a reflection on me. That's on you. You make that decision.
I agree. I'm like half and half on that.
But I'm not a parent either, so. But I can speak because I mean I do have a parent, or I have two parents. It's all about they can give me all the keys to life. It's up to me to make sure like I'm on that right. I'm choosing their game plan, or the game plan that we discussed together.
Okay.
So it's like I know people probably do feel the way you feel about Steve Kerr. I just I'm a big person of like I think coaching is a big thing, but it's also on those players as well. Because I feel like when the Toronto Raptors got rid of Alvin Gentry, I thought that was whack. And he was an amazing coach. He was coach of the year that year, and they got rid of him because they feel like he didn't like take them to where they were trying to go in that season. But he was coach of the year. He got them like to a certain point, like in the playoffs. They just didn't make it then, and they still got rid of him. It's not always on the coach, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, I that's your opinion, but it's on both. It's on both ends.
It is, but it's not. I don't feel like the load is. It's solely on the coach.
It's not, but.
And it's gonna be even harder when when half your team has never even been to this type of like setting before either.
Well, Coach Kerr got some work to do. We'll see what'll happen during the rest of the season.
It's gonna be a struggle.
Right.
They have nobody except Draymond.
Speaking of Draymond, so Kevin Durant went on First Take.
I know, I watched it at work.
Yeah.
Don't do that, people.
So he basically. So first of all, my thing with Stephen A. Smith, it's like, why is it like every time somebody gets on the show, he's like, "Oh, you the best player." Really?
I mean, listen, you gotta put
you fake, man.
Listen.
He's so fake.
You listen.
He told some Kevin Durant's the best player. Besides, he said, forget about Kawhi, forget about LeBron. Like, really?
I mean, listen, you gotta hype up your guest.
You just saying that because that's your boo. Whatever.
I mean, but I've watched him do it before with other players, and I think you want to always give like whoever your guest is that.
No.
That
stop being fake.
That A1 service.
No, stop being fake.
Listen, I'm trying to.
You know Kevin Durant wouldn't. Listen,
Kevin Durant doesn't buy anything. He always has this nonchalant look on his face for anybody.
It was like he wasn't feeling that interview, but
it was. I think it kind of went sour for him when they started to question him about Kyrie.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I thought it was Draymond.
No, it was about Kyrie. Like he was giving like really short answers. Yeah, they asked him like how is he as a teammate. And he was like, he's a good dude. Like he comes in early, like he works hard. They were asking him about that, and I think it's because of what's been going around with Kyrie in the media.
You know, he got these mood swings.
Yeah, and he was just saying, no, I don't see that, and his responses were like real short and sweet and like quick. So I think that was starting to irritate him.
I think the whole Draymond question kind of irritated him too.
But he was really honest. He was really honest.
So basically, he said that Draymond Green was
a part of the reason
why he left Golden State.
Yeah, it wasn't all about it, but it did affect his decision.
Right. And
I think everybody knew that. I think that was evident after the whole argument or like whatever they had going on. I think that was evident after that moment.
Mm-hmm. And then so Kevin Durant left before it just pretty much got out of control. Because, you like we mentioned, so Sean Livingston retired. Iggy left. Like
a few of their core players were like traded, like Jordan Beal, Quinn Cook. They
right. So he pretty much left before it just started. Like,
but what I find funny is that like that argument with Draymond happened in the beginning stages of the season. We wasn't nowhere near even like an all-star break. It was like early part of the season, but I think stuff like that, it does weigh on you, And if you were gonna play a sport that you love, like you want to be in a good environment.
Right.
He did say that him and Draymond worked it out. They worked it out like in their own time, so they were able to come back around and be a unit again. But I think that particular like I guess like disagreement, whatever you want to call it, it was always like just like stuck in his mind. But I do appreciate the honesty. Like, don't lie and say like, nah, this played a part in your decision to leave. Hey, be honest about that. And I thought he was really honest, like doing the interview. He spoke on Steph and Steph being injured with the hand injury. Mm-hmm. He was like, I don't like to see like a player go down. Like he's
considering he's going through the same thing. So
that's tough to see. Especially with Clay already being out.
Right.
That's tough to see for any team, like 2 of your core people already out, like where we stand now. I thought KD gave a really good interview. I just think for him it was going sour when they mentioned Kyrie. I do. I mean, but I thought that was a valid question, especially with like what's going on with him anyway. Like people are saying like he has a bunch of mood swings.
You was like he was bipolar.
Hey, I want to know what's going on with Kyrie too. What is it?
Like, is he not happy? Like,
is he still affected by his grandfather's passing? If that's the case, like, say that. Don't just be out here like
not talking to your teammates or the coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but like, I don't think we're ever gonna really know that because like we're not in that world until he speaks about it, which is probably will never happen. But I'm curious to know too, like what is really going on in your world.
Yeah. So, you got the star and the dummy of the week.
Yeah, my favorite thing it's because like we don't do it often. I'm gonna give you my dummy first.
Are you gonna go with the dummy first? Okay.
Yeah. We're like 4, maybe 5 games into the NBA season.
Second week.
Week 2. Listen. I am all for a little squabble in sports, especially when squabbles are not prohibited. Unlike in hockey, it's kind of expected. The 76ers on Wednesday night, I believe. On Wednesday night, they play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Mm-hmm. Joel Embiid, Karl-Anthony Towns was kind of getting really physical with each other.
But let's not forget, for those who don't know, this feud has been brewing for like years now.
True.
So this is kind of just a build up to this whole situation.
I'm not really sure what happened. It kind of looked like somebody stole the ball from somebody else, and then Karl-Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid was kind of in a tangle. It looks like Karl-Anthony Towns like pushed off of him just to get out of the tangle, but then like Embiid like really pushed him. I think Karl-Anthony Towns like tried to swing, he missed. Then they was both in headlocks like with each other.
Right. So Cat. So we're just gonna call Karl-Anthony Towns Cat. So Cat. I don't feel like saying this whole name. So Cat threw the first punch, but it didn't. So Cat, be quiet. So Cat threw the first punch, but it didn't connect, right?
Right.
As we saw. So things would have been real different if it did.
Hey.
But so it didn't connect. And then so you got Ben Simmons coming in trying to diffuse the issue. But him and Kat are real cool. So, he's trying to calm him down, to keep it from escalating. So that's my question.
Because when you look at it, Ben Simmons is on top of him from the back, and he in this chokehold.
Right.
Do you think that he was trying to diffuse it?
Listen.
Or was he adding fuel to the fire?
No, listen, at this point, you got to put him on a chokehold. Like, just calm this down. Like, you how else was he going to come? What else was he supposed to do?
I don't know, but because Joel Embiid, like, he got up. He was all excited.
He too cocky for no reason. Y'all wasn't even doing nothing.
He was doing air punches, and I'm looking at this.
Like, you ain't Rocky. You wasn't even doing nothing.
I watched the fight from 3 different angles a couple times, and I was like, you didn't do not a thing, sir.
Y'all was hugging the whole time.
Listen, like, you didn't throw one punch, and you out here doing air punches like you out here just in one fight. I'm so confused.
He thought he was really doing something right now.
He thought he had did something major. And then he was doing, and then they
so,
took to social media.
Yeah, so like when they both got ejected from the game.
They both got ejected.
So he was celebrating during his ejection, like
he had did major damage. Sir, I'm so confused.
And then you got Kat's mama in the crowd, like putting up middle fingers, like she was mad at her son. Like, what are you doing?
They said, mama gonna support her kid.
Right.
Hey. But I just don't understand. Like, Joel Embiid was acting real cocky, like he had did something major.
And then, so before Embiid was like, "Oh, he's not gonna do any more trash talking and blah blah blah."
He does a lot of trash talking. He does a lot of trash talking.
Right.
And they took it to social media. That is the worst thing you could ever do.
After the game, a few hours after the game, they just having
back and forth
on Instagram, Twitter. Like, y'all can go on their pages and look for all that. Like,
they too old for that.
Right. And so
too old and too big. So
Embiid, he had the post game interview. So a few quotable quotes. So basically, he was like, "I ain't no B."
Right.
Yeah, he ain't no B, y'all. Just so y'all know. So he said it didn't connect, and I don't know, maybe it would have turned something different if it would have actually connected. We move on. He said, "I like to get in people's mind. I like to occupy real estate."
Boy. Trash.
So yeah, like I mentioned, y'all can go on
a
social medias and see the back and forth.
He did a lot after the fight and in that post game interview. Like,
and the thing was, Cat, like before this even happened, like I said, they was feuding before all this. Cat took the high road, like he.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was boiling up. Like he was probably just sick of it.
I get that. That's why they're my dummies of the week, because like we are 2 weeks in and we got a squabble of this magnitude.
But it's nothing like, so last year, the first week we had Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo going at it.
Yeah.
That was the first week.
They are suspended for 2 games without pay.
Both of them. So, and then Simmons wasn't given a fine, so he was seen as a peacemaker in this situation.
But the Timberwolves don't see it that way.
Oh, they didn't.
They think he was intentionally doing that, and he also
because that's
made a statement and was like, I'm going to support my teammate.
Who said that?
Simmons.
Oh, okay.
So that was my question. Like when you look at it and people see the footage, I guess, like, what is your take on Ben Simmons? Like, was he the peacemaker? Was
like I said, at that point, that choke, like, you had to have you. Listen, he had to put him in a chokehold to stop the situation. If he wouldn't have, they would have still went at it. But that's, like I said, that's his friend. So
True.
And ultimately, the situation did calm down.
The fight was whack.
It wasn't a fight.
It was whack.
It was a hugging match.
The hug was stupid. It was stupid. It was really whack. And Joel Embiid he did a lot. So for that reason, him and Courtney Towns are my dummies of the week. Joel Embiid is a little bit more dummy-ish because of the extraness he was doing. But they are both my dummies of the week.
Yeah, and the 76ers didn't end up winning by 22 points, so they destroyed them.
I think that puts a down on your energy. It shifts the whole thing.
Well, I mean, Timberwolves already was getting their butt smacked anyway. Yeah. So
I just feel bad they both out for 2 games without pay. I don't think
how you feel bad.
I don't think the without pay is gonna bother them, but
that's chump change.
Yeah, that's
that'll be all right.
50 cents,
Equivalent of 50 cents.
Equivalent, 2 quarters, nothing major. Moving on to my star. So if you have not heard, the Washington Nationals are your 2019 World Series champions.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And this is the first ever for that franchise.
Right. This is also the first ever for the Mystics. So Washington, D.C. is lit right now because they got 2 championships in a span of a month.
They litty.
That could have happened to us, but we had to go and mess that up. But it's cool.
Are you still sour?
That could have been us.
Are you still sour about
that? I'm super sour, but
Victoria, it's been 2 weeks. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go.
No, because they played horribly. I'm still upset about it. But I'm glad they ended up winning.
Listen, the Nationals came back and won 4 games in a row?
No. So they won the first 2. The Houston Astros won the next 3, and the Nationals ended up winning Game 6, so it was a tied series.
Okay.
And then ultimately, they defeated the Astros 6-2.
And I watched that game. The Astros their faces was defeated. They were kicking their butt. Yes, it was sad.
It is sad because you coming from one of the out of the top 3 best teams in the league. And the
Nationals, they were a wild card win.
Yeah,
they were a wild card. They were a wild card win.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy. But listen, like, congrats to
As
them.
a Cards fan, I'm happy for them because
listen, y'all beat us, y'all better win. Listen, you beat us, you better win this entire thing.
And it's so crazy because I thought after Game 2, I thought the Astros was gonna blow this. Like, we talked about this last week. Like, we said that they might get swept.
It's a wrap.
We lied. They ended up coming back. Like I said, winning.
We lied.
They ended up coming back, winning the next 3 games. And I'm like, okay, they fighting. They really fighting this. They want this.
They wanted it.
But the Nationals wanted it too. Like, you could tell they was hungry for this. This is their first one. Yeah. So that's why I'm not mad because we've been at this point 11 times. We know how it feels. So,
but I kind of miss the feeling though.
I know, but just getting even to the postseason is
it's the emotions of winning that first one. It's a different feeling,
right?
So congrats to them. They are my star of the week.
Yeah, and Juan Soto, he gonna be a problem.
He is.
The dude is. So he turned 21 actually during Game 3 of the finals. So he celebrated. He had his first beer during the celebration, which is like awesome.
Wait a minute. He turned 21.
He turned 21.
And he's a World Series champion?
Yes, during Game 3. They lost that game, but, you know.
What am I doing with my life is the question. What
was you doing at 21?
In college.
Right.
In college. Man.
So he's playing like he's a phenomenal young player. So he's gonna be a hot commodity coming next few years. So,
but congrats,
they deserved it. I'm happy for them. Deserved. So
I mean, coming from a wild card win to like the world championships, that's a big deal, and it's very 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 well deserved.
Right.
So congrats to the Washington Nationals on their win.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a really chill week.
All right.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Victoria, we had our first like not agreements. The Steve Kerr thing. I like that. I like that.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
I like that.
I don't know.
Listen, I like that. I like that. Listen, we don't have to agree on everything because we're not. I like that. Okay. It's a difference of opinion.
Right.
So yeah. So that's good shit. Yeah, that's good shit. If you do not, make sure you follow us on our Instagram page. The Instagram is WDWKAS Podcast.
And our Twitter is What Do Women Know 1, and that's KNO1. Also go to our YouTube channel, which is
WDWKAS Podcast.
Right, and make sure y'all click on that notification bell. Y'all know the game.
Man.
Y'all
Thank
know what's
you.
up.
Listen, subscribe to our channel.
And click on that notification bell.
Ding. As always, I am Bree Nicole.
And I'm Vicky D.
We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace out.